Audio is such an important part of the filmmaking process, but it's something often overlooked by videographers. This is especially the case when you're starting out on a shoestring budget and want to get the best production values possible. Well, Rode's new wireless Go system and Sennheiser's XSW-D system aim to fix that by bringing quality wireless audio to a new price point. But which one should you get? Well, let's explore that. Firstly, let's compare them both physically. Both of these systems are extremely small, especially when you compare them to traditional wireless systems. When comparing the two, the Rode is considerably smaller, but doesn't feel quite as solid as the Sennheiser in hand. It's actually quite shocking how small the Rode is, but realistically both are a great size to get mounted onto a camera or discreetly onto your talent. One of the main obvious differences between the two is the control and pairing system. The Sennheiser uses a single button to control and power off the units and uses a single LED light which can flash different colours to tell you the status of things such as battery life and the pairing status. Whereas the Rode has a little screen on the RX and a couple of indicator LEDs on the TX. The screen on the RX shows the battery life for both the TX and RX, the brightness of the screen, your audio levels, your gain level, which you can adjust with the gain button here, and the pairing status and signal strength. Obviously, this is much easier to use and read at a quick glance than the single light of the Sennheiser. Both units come with mounting solutions out of the box. The Rode system uses a built-in clip system on both the TX and RX to mount onto either your talent or slide directly onto a cold or hot shoe. This is a pretty decent design, however one thing I did notice was a difference in mounting the RX on different hot and cold shoes. So make sure when you're attaching it to your camera or cage that it fits nice and securely and doesn't want to slide off. However, with the Sennheiser, you're required to use adapters on both the TX and the RX, depending on how you want to mount it. These clip on really nice and easily. Both of these mounting systems have pros and cons. The Rode has the mounting system built in, which makes it extra compact and one less thing to lose, and the Sennheiser's hot-cold shoe mount is a lot sturdier than the Rode's. Both systems use the open 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi channel, which means that they come with the regular issues you'd expect with such a busy channel. When it comes to range, the Rode is rated for 70 meters and the Sennheiser is rated for 75 meters. But we wanted to test this for ourselves. We took our trusty C300 Mark II out the front of our office and marked out the distances on the floor. The Rode managed to get to almost 85 meters without cutting out, whereas the Sennheiser handled roughly the quoted amount of 70 meters before cutting out. However, one thing we did notice was the speed that the Sennheiser system relinked compared to the Rode. The Sennheiser was much quicker. This really could be a deal breaker for a lot of people with these systems. When it comes to inputs and outputs, the Sennheiser has a large range of options available. You can get a range of inputs for both TX and RX, including 3.5mm jack, 3/4 inch jack, and 3-pin XLR, which you can then mix and match together. This is awesome if you want to have the flexibility of having different options for inputs and outputs. This also means you can in theory plug a female and male XLR into each other and thus extend the range, but we weren't able to test this. The wireless Go system is much more limited, with only a 3.5mm input on the TX and a 3.5mm output on the RX. However, Rode have taken a note from Sennheiser's memory mic and added a lav mic onto the body of the TX. This could be handy in a pinch, but I think most people will end up using a traditional wide lavalier microphone. One thing also to note is the lack of a locking 3.5mm jack on the Rode TX, whereas the Sennheiser have a locking jack inputs and outputs to make sure your connections are secure. One thing that the Rode has that the Sennheiser does not is the addition of gain adjustment. This setting allows you to change between low, which is -12 dB, medium, which is -6 dB, and high, which is 0 dB. This is great for if you have varying audio sources, as it makes sure you won't peak, which could occur with the Sennheiser as it automatically adjusts your gain. When it comes to battery life, the Sennheiser is stated to have a 5-hour battery life, and the Rode is stated to have a 7-hour battery life. Both of these are decently long, and if you need to power either solution further, you can power them via the USB-C connectors while you're using them. We also tested the systems side by side. For this, we used the standard Sennheiser ME2 that comes with the Sennheiser portable lav set on both systems, and then one more test using just the built-in mic of the Rode. Here they are blind. Let us know if you could guess right in the comments. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. The quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog. So, to be honest, both these systems are awesome, and it's great to have some better quality wireless audio solutions at this price point. Both systems have different pros and cons, and if you look at the pricing differences, there isn't much in it once you factor the cost of a lav microphone into the Rode system. So, which one should you choose? Well, that's down to what pros and cons are most important to you. Let us know in the comments what system you prefer and make sure you're subscribed.